Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking into a really interesting, maybe even controversial project. Arkham, ticker ARKM. It sits right at that intersection of AI and blockchain.
Yeah, and it's not just another crypto tool, is it? It feels more like a fundamental challenge to how a lot of people think crypto should work.
How so?
Well, for the longest time, crypto, especially early on, was all about pseudonymity. Transactions are public, but who is doing them stays private. Arkham basically says, nope, the future is transparency, total transparency.
So they're making a big bet.
A huge ideological bet. They're building tech to actively de-anonymize the blockchain.
De-anonymizing the entire blockchain. That sounds intense, exciting, but maybe a bit scary too.
Definitely raises eyebrows.
Okay, let's back up. Why do this? What's the actual problem they're trying to solve here?
It really comes down to what some call the crypto paradox. You have this public ledger, right? Every transaction's recorded forever.
Right, on the blockchain.
But the addresses, they're just these long strings of letters and numbers, meaningless on their own. So you can see that something happened, maybe a huge amount of money moved.
That you have absolutely no clue who sent it or received it?
Exactly. Pseudonymity, which is great for privacy in some ways, but terrible for analysis or tracking illicit activity.
Okay, so it's like having a detailed map of every road in a country, but none of the roads have names and none of the towns are labeled.
That's a great analogy. You see the structure, but you lack all the context. It makes it super difficult for regulators, for law enforcement.
And even just for regular investors, right? How do you understand market moves if you don't know who the big players are?
Precisely. It creates this huge information asymmetry.
So Arkham comes along and says, what? We'll label the map.
Essentially, yes. Their big goal is to turn that complex, unlabeled blockchain map into something more like a detailed phone book, or maybe a Bloomberg terminal for crypto.
A Bloomberg terminal for crypto.
Yeah.
That's ambitious.
Very. They want to systematically link those anonymous wallet addresses back to real-world identities. People, companies, investment funds, even government.
So it's not just about seeing the what, but the who. Attribution.
Attribution is the key word, making the data actionable.
And the sources mentioned they've already linked, what, over 350 million addresses? That's a lot.
The scale is impressive, yeah.
How do they actually connect a random string of code to, say, Tesla or the German government? What's the tech?
Okay, so this is where their core engine comes in. It's a proprietary AI system they call ULTR.
ULTR. Sounds powerful.
It is. Think of it as the brain. It pulls in absolutely massive amounts of data from two main sources. First, you've got the on-chain data.
Transactions from all the different blockchains.
Right. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Polygon. They say over 30 networks. All the raw transaction history.
Okay, but that's still just the anonymous stuff. How do they get the names?
That's the second source, off-chain data. This is the crucial bit for linking identities.
And what does off-chain data mean here?
It means scouring the public internet. Think social media posts, company registration databases, news reports, press releases, forum discussions, anything publicly available online that might connect a real-world name or entity to a specific wallet address.
Ah, okay. So if a company announces its treasury address in a report, ULTRA picks that up.
Exactly. Or if an influencer posts their donation address on Twitter, ULTRA ingests all these scattered public clues.
Can you walk me through a simple example? How does ULTRA connect the dots?
Sure. Let's say ULTRA sees Wallet X sends funds to a major crypto exchange, one that requires KYC, know your customer identification. That's clue one.
Okay.
Then maybe ULTRA finds a public announcement from Startup Y saying, we just received funding at this address, and that address is Wallet Z.
Right.
And then Wallet Z sends a large amount of crypto to Wallet X. ULTRA uses network analysis, timing, amounts, and other patterns to make a high-probability guess. Wallet X likely belongs to someone key at Startup Y.
So it's finding correlations between the public blockchain stuff and the public internet stuff.
Correct. Constant cross-referencing and algorithmic matching to build these entity profiles.
But I read that it's not all AI. There's this other component, the Intel exchange. That sounds a bit more controversial.
Ah, yes, the Intel exchange. That's definitely the part that stirs the pot. It's their Intel to earn marketplace.
Intel to earn?
Yeah. Think of it as crowdsourced intelligence gathering. If the AI can't find a specific piece of information, users can offer a reward for it.
How does that work?
Buyers use Arkham's own token, ARKM, to post bounties. They might say, I'll pay 1,000 ARKM to whoever can reliably identify the owner of this mysterious whale wallet.
Okay.
Then independent researchers, they call them bounty hunters, can go digging if they find credible information and submit it.
They get paid in ARKM.
If Arkham verifies the information, yes. It's a way to massively scale up their data collection, tapping into human intelligence where AI falls short.
Okay. But if these bounty hunters are just random people online, motivated by money, how do you ensure the information is actually accurate? Couldn't someone just submit fake info?
That's a critical point. The sources say Arkham has a verification process. While hunters submit intel, it's apparently vetted by the Arkham Foundation team before being confirmed and added to the platform. They also use things like chain link oracles for some checks.
So there's a human layer of verification.
Supposedly, yes. The platform's reputation really hinges on how well they do that verification. Mistakes there would be damaging.
Right. Okay, let's switch gears. For the average person, maybe someone investing a bit in crypto, how does all this actually help them? What are the practical benefits?
Well, the biggest one is probably democratizing data. Usually, this kind of deep analysis costs a fortune through services like Nansen or Chainalysis. Arkham offers a lot of powerful tools for free.
Like what? What can I see?
You can track the big players. For instance, Arkham publicly tagged the Bitcoin wallets known to belong to MicroStrategy and Tesla.
Seriously, so I can just go on Arkham and see if Tesla bought or sold Bitcoin recently.
That's the idea. Same for wallets linked to governments like the US or Germany that hold seized crypto. It gives you real-time insights into what the whales are doing. That's powerful market intelligence that used to be hidden.
That is powerful.
Yeah.
Any other big uses?
Well, there's the crime-fighting angle. The sources confirm Arkham's platform was used to help trace funds stolen in some major hacks.
Oh yeah, which ones?
The big FTX hack, remember that. Nearly $500 million went missing. Arkham was apparently instrumental in tracking where some of that money went.
Wow.
And also the Euler finance hack, about $200 million. Being able to follow the money even pseudonymously is a big deal for investigators.
It's ironic, isn't it? A platform pushing for total transparency helps clean up messes caused by too much anonymity.
It's definitely an interesting dynamic, and the fact they offer much of this for free really disrupts the existing market for blockchain intelligence.
You can see why they've got some serious backers then. People like the Palantir co-founders, Sam Altman from OpenAI.
Yeah, they have heavyweight support. Technologically, they seem very capable.
Okay, so the tech is strong, the utility seems clear, but it can't all be smooth sailing. What are the major risks or red flags the sources point out?
Oh, the risks are substantial. Let's start with the ethics, the core mission itself.
The whole de-anonymization thing.
Exactly. That intel exchange, the bounty system, critics have labeled it dox to earn.
Dox to earn.
Or snitch to earn. It directly clashes with the privacy-focused ethos that's still really strong in parts of the crypto community.
So they're facing pushback from within crypto itself. People saying, hey, you're destroying the point.
Deep ideological resistance. They're essentially saying privacy is dead or should be dead on the blockchain. That's a controversial stance.
And that controversy must lead to legal questions, right? Is this actually legal everywhere?
That is probably the single biggest question mark hanging over the entire project, the regulatory risk.
Especially with laws like GDPR in Europe.
Precisely. GDPR and similar data protection laws around the world are very strict about processing personal data, especially linking anonymous data back to identifiable individuals without explicit consent.
But wait, isn't blockchain data public? And isn't the off-chain stuff they use also public, like news articles or tweets?
Yes, the individual pieces might be public, but the act of systematically collecting, aggregating, and linking that data to create a detailed profile of an identifiable person, that's where data protection laws kick in.
Oh, it's the linking and profiling that's the issue.
Exactly. It's about consent. Did these individuals consent to having their pseudonymous financial activity explicitly tied to their real-world identity in a searchable database? Almost certainly not.
So Arkham is walking a very fine line.
Extremely fine. If regulators in major jurisdictions decide they've crossed that line into illegal data processing, that could be an existential threat to the project.
Wow. Okay. Huge regulatory risk. What about financial risk? Anything specific to the ARKM token itself?
Yes, definitely. The tokenomics present a significant challenge. We need to talk about the vesting overhang.
Vesting overhang, what's that?
It means a large chunk of the total token supply was given to early insiders, the team, private investors, advisors. The sources state it's over 40.5% of all ARKM tokens.
40%. That seems high.
It's quite significant, and crucially, these tokens aren't locked up forever. They're being released into the market gradually over time. It's called linear vesting.
So new tokens are constantly becoming available for sale.
Yes, hitting the open market regularly. This unlocking schedule runs for years, out to 2027 for some, maybe even 2030 for others.
What does that mean for someone buying ARKM today?
It means there's constant built-in selling pressure. Even if demand for Arkham's platform grows, this steady stream of new supply from insiders cashing out can potentially suppress the token price.
So the platform needs really strong, growing demand just to absorb all those new tokens hitting the market.
Exponential demand, really, just to counteract that structural supply increase. It's a major headwind baked into the token's design. Any price rally gives insiders more incentive to sell their unlocked tokens.
You know, this is a great point to quickly pause and remind our listeners of something. We've covered the complexity of this project, and that's just one example of the hundreds out there.
That's right. If you're enjoying how we break down these complex projects into simple pieces and want more reviews just like this, make sure you subscribe to our channel, CryptoBox. We do all the complex research, so you don't have to.
Okay, and we're back. Let's try and tie this all together. Arkham. Powerful tech, elite backers, clear utility, especially for tracking big players and illicit funds.
But also facing huge ideological battles, massive regulatory question marks around data privacy, and this constant selling pressure from its own token structure.
So looking at the whole picture, what's the bottom line?
At the end of the day, Arkham has proven technology and serious support. But its future really boils down to one big question. Will the push for transparency, driven by institutions and regulators, win out over crypto's original promise of privacy?
It's like a battle for the soul of crypto in a way.
You could see it like that. Arkham is placing a massive bet on transparency winning.
So if you had to summarize Arkham in just a sentence or two for our listeners.
Okay. Arkham is an AI-driven platform with a controversial intel marketplace aiming for total blockchain transparency by linking addresses to real names. It offers powerful free tools but faces serious regulatory hurdles over privacy and significant financial pressure from its token supply schedule heavily favoring insiders.
A complex project with high stakes.
Yeah.
Thank you for walking us through that. It's definitely one to watch.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us on this deep dive.
And maybe just one final thought to leave you with. If Arkham does succeed, if they build that Bloomberg terminal for crypto and make de-anonymization the norm, what happens then? What does it mean when maybe the only players left who can maintain real privacy on the blockchain are powerful governments or huge institutions? Something to think about.
Definitely something to think about. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.